Hello guys, so this is the second part of our amino acid structure session. So we had discussed till 8th amino acids, that is phenylalanine. So this is the ninth one, that is tryptophan, which is denoted as W. So you have to remember this. And the structure is again it's an aromatic amino acid, so it must bear some aromatic compound like two rings are there connected to central carbon atom. So that's why this is an aromatic amino acids which contains at least 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 carbon atom plus one nitrogen group. So you have to remember this structure in this way. The 10th one is serine, that is denoted as S. So the structure, it is having one hydroxyl group and one CH2 group. So CH2OH, that is methanol. So one methanol group is connected to the carbon atom. So that's why serine is denoted as hydroxyl amino acids, that is the amino acids which contains hydroxyl group. So you have to remember this. The next one is threonine, denoted as T. So it contains hydroxyl group again, but ethanol. The ethanol group has been connected to the central carbon atom. So just you have to remember, after serine there is another amino acid which is threonine, and it also contains one hydroxyl group, and but not methanol, it is ethanol. So the next amino acid is cysteine, denoted as C, and it is also again one sulfur containing amino acids. If you remember one another sulfur containing amino acid was methionine, and this was the cysteine. So again you can find SH group here. If you remember, in case of methionine you can find S in a long chain carbon in the middle, but in case you will get one SH group after methyl group which is connected to central carbon atom of this amino acids. The 13th amino acid is asparagine, which is denoted as N. If you focused the N denoted as N, and if we go to the structural part of asparagine, we can find that there is a amide group connected to the central carbon atom. So question may be asked that which amino acid is having one amide group. So this is asparagine which contains one amide group in its structure. So the 14th one is glutamine, which is denoted as Q, and the structure, it is having again one amide group. If you remember, asparagine, it was having one amide group, and in case of glutamine you also can get one amide group, but with ethyl group, that was with one methyl group. So like this you can remember the glutamine as well. The 15th one is tyrosine, it is denoted as Y, and the amino structure of this acid is it also contains one aromatic group here, and that is also phenol group, and which is connected to one methyl group, and whole group is connected to central carbon atom. So one phenol containing, that is aromatic compound containing amino acid is 2-tyrosine. So you can see there are many aromatic compound amino acids are like phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan, right? The 16th is lysine, which is denoted as K, and the structure of this amino acids, it contains 4 carbon atom and 1 amino group. So this is, you can see there is one positive charge here, so you can see one charged amino acid is lysine, positive charged amino acid is lysine. And the next amino acid is arginine, which is denoted as R, and Again, if we go to the structural part, then we can see 3 carbon atom, 1 NH group and 1 another guanidinium group. So the exceptional case of this amino acid is it contains 1 guanidinium group. It may be asked in case of B section of CSR question. So remember this thing, that which amino acids contain 1 guanidinium group. This is arginine. And also you can see there is again positive charge here, so it is also a positive charged amino acids, that is arginine. The 18th one is histidine, which denoted as H, and the structure, it contains 1 methyl group as well as 1 imidazole group, right? So you can remember imidazole group containing amino acid is histidine, and you can see 1 again positive charge is here, so it is also considered as positive charged amino acids. So if you remember, there are 3 amino acids we have studied here, that is lysine, arginine and histidine, right? Lysine, it was having an amino group, arginine, it was having a guanidinium group, and histidine, it is having an imidazole group, right? The 19th one is aspartate or aspartic acid, which is denoted as D, and you can see the structure, it is having an carboxyl group, that's why it is aspartic acid or aspartate. So if you focus, then you can see 1 amino group, one carboxyl group, that is negative charge is there. So that's why these amino acids termed as negatively charged amino acids. So you can see there were 3 positively charged amino acids, and this is 1 negatively charged amino acid. The 20th one is glutamate or glutamic acid, which is denoted as E, and the structure, if we will focus, then it is having 1 ethyl acetic acid, right? So 1 ethyl group and 1 carboxyl group. So again here it is negatively charged amino acids. So there are till 2 negatively charged amino acid. One is aspartic acid and this is glutamic acid. The 21 was pyrrolysine, which is denoted as O, and the 22 is selenocysteine, which is denoted as U. And I can say one thing, that pyrrolysine and selenocysteine, if you will focus, then lysine and cysteine, right? Cysteine, which was sulfur containing amino acids. So this is also derivative amino acids from lysine, that is pyrrolysine, and from cysteine, that is selenocysteine. So like this, these 2 amino acids function as which provide amino acids which generally bound to the stop codon like UAG and UGA. So pyrrolysine enters to and sit upon the stop codon, that is UAG, and provide the signal to stop the synthesis of protein from mRNA. And like this, selenocysteine, after synthesized, it goes and sit upon UGA stop codon, which again signifies to stop the synthesis of protein from the mRNA. So like this, we discussed about 22 amino acids and their structures, how to remember those. It is easy, just it needs some practice. I hope you have learned from these 2 videos related to the structure of amino acids. So all the best, guys, but be careful and be cautious to learn the structure of all these amino acids, because these things is going to give you a lot of advantage in solving many problems. So yeah, all the best and thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel for further upcoming videos. Thank you.